Oh my gosh, it's so rowdy, but so great. Finally, I got it. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Hi, I'm Tanic Sims too, but you can call me Tanny, and we are back with the second Pleasant family in Pleasantview. We have 4 more days to play for their round 9 rotation, so this video might be a little long again, but you said you enjoyed the longer videos, and I enjoy recording this series, so it's a win for everyone, hopefully. And you may have just seen, Nathan got food poisoning in the last episode because he's a doofus. There was some, rotten food on the floor, so he's infected with the consequence of his own actions. He should probably stay home from work. Oh, he's got a day off anyway. It is Thursday, so we are on the 4th day, and today is special because it is little Venus's first day of school. It was her birthday yesterday. She aged up from a toddler, and her rotten birthday cake is there to remind us all. That is so cute. So I was just like, oh, this is Cleo's carpool, but I was like, oh, Cleo's not going. It's because it's Darcy's. It's been a while, okay? He's really appreciating the light switch. You better not be... No! Oh my god. I am gonna intervene because, it's not like he can get, There you go, that's the consequence of your own actions. By the way, I know it's been a while. You can probably tell I'm very rusty. It's been a while since the last installment of this series. I'm really sorry about the wait. I just needed a little break. We have no breakfast food. I don't trust Nathan to cook. There's no counter space anyway, and he's not gonna clean it up. He's just gonna have to starve then. Anyway, Happy New Year. This will probably be my first video of 2022, and I want to celebrate that by having burgers for breakfast. No, I want to celebrate that by finally throwing a successful New Year's party, because if you remember in the last episode, the police turned up very rudely, uninvited, for the New Year's party. Then Santa turned up uninvited for Venus's birthday party yesterday, and I want to rectify all that. So I have quarantined all the radios. Anything that would be a bit too loud and might attract police attention, I guess. I probably shouldn't have let him eat a burger. I'm not very good at dealing with sick Sims. I'm a YouTuber, I went to art school. Do you really think I have any doctor experience, medical experience? Obviously not. I will also try to remember to put out the Santa cookies that Darcy baked, because Santa was very overdramatic and he pretended he was starving, and I don't want a lawsuit. Oh, I don't like looking after sick Sims. I'm not very good at it. I'm not very sympathetic either, because I'm like, it's your fault. He's gone to throw up. What a great start, huh? I'm having a great time. I haven't played this game, played it in a while, because I've been, working on my custom hood, and it's all been, being set up. I haven't really just played. I'm starting to be jealous of the times when I didn't play. So I don't know if it would make sense to do the party today, because it's the last day of it's the last day of winter. So it makes sense, right? I'd like that. No one wants to throw a party, but I do. And like I always say, it's wants-based gameplay. And I think my wants are valid too. If I want to do something, I think that should count as wants-based. Also, something I just remembered one day after uploading the last episode, I just remembered, Brandy has a salon, which Darcy has inherited. And I was like, Nathan is healthy again? Awesome. We can have a party then. That's great. Good job. Congrats. Darcy has inherited Brandy's salon, and I didn't show it in the last episode. And I think it would be really great if we could go there one day. Yeah, but Darcy doesn't have any days off until next round. But it looks like she could be getting a promotion today, so her days will shuffle around, hopefully. And I'd really like to maybe like tomorrow, like Friday, if she's got a day off, or I don't know. I really want to show the salon, and I really want to do some gameplay with it. Would that be interesting? I don't know. I think it would. Oh, gee. I really wish one of them could roll a 1 to hire a maid, because they're all very, very sloppy. Especially Nathan. What is he, like 1? Yeah. Ridiculously sloppy. So I never force Sims, if they're sloppy, to clean. Oh my god. Clean the toilets or clean anything if, they don't want to, and they wouldn't do it autonomously. I don't think it's not fair. But yeah, I don't want to make Nathan clean up if like that's not his vibe, but at the same time it does make me feel a bit sick. Like, look at that counter. Oh, okay, Darcy's home. She's been promoted, yay. She worked really hard and she wants a party. This is perfect. Trying to read this. She's been promoted to an MVP level 6 of the athletic career. That is amazing. And she's already thinking about getting promoted again, because she's already like wanting to learn the skills to get there. She has to max out body already. Yikes. Venus brought a friend home from school today. I'm just staring at the thumbnail like, oh my god, I don't know who that is. That's so embarrassing. I don't want to admit defeat and like hover over. It's been so long, okay? I've forgotten everything that's ever happened in my Pleasantview, apparently. Oh my god, it's Mark Pleasant. Mark is the son of David and Eve Pleasant, so we met Eve and Mark in the last Pleasant family, so in the last family to be played through. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Venus and Mark are cousins, like first cousins as well, right? Yeah, because David, who's Mark's father, is Darcy's brother, so they're cousins. That's really cute. Like, I love that she wants to be friends with him, because I love that. I know people are like, oh, Pleasantview becomes like a family wreath, and yeah, it does. I can, testify to that. But I love that. Not in like a weird way. I don't mean it like, I don't like, the weirdness that comes with that, to fill in the blanks. But I do like, the way that my Sims just have like, they have like ridiculous family links. Do you know what I mean? Like cousins. No, that's not ridiculous. I meant like when you have like cousins who are like twice removed. They have those. That's just so cool to me. Also, I have no idea who this lady is. I think Charlene Carr. I think she's actually the employee. She's a Blue Water Village sim, and she's the employee. Well, she was, I'm pretty sure. I fired her or she quit. She was the employee at the Jacques, the bakery, J'adore Bakery, whatever it's called. Gilbert just wasn't like, I get so distracted, I'm sorry. I just saw Cleo, like she had a thought bubble of Jennifer Burb. Also, I haven't been keeping an eye on it. Oh, okay. I figured this is how they would be behaving. In the bathroom with the stinky toilet. How romantic. Anyway, I think it would be a really good idea to throw the party now. It won't start until, what does it start at, like 8? Okay, since when were you like best buds with this downtownie, who I'm pretty sure had a thing with Daniel Pleasant? I don't know why David isn't. Are Darcy and David like not friends? They probably are best friends forever, but they just haven't. Yeah, 8 p.m. They just haven't kept up the relationship, so they still have the flag. Oh, they have no relationship. Since when? I really am a fake Pleasantview. Yeah, she wants to be friends with her cousin Mark, which is, oh, it's just, I love it. Oh, they're friends now, yay! I love that. She's already like, I want to defeat him. Also, about the Santa cookies, I'm really scared, like, what if I put them out too early and the guests come and they eat them all, and then Santa comes and he gets, you know, he's like, I'm starving, I haven't eaten in, like, ever in my entire life. He's like a cat. Oh my gosh, Santa is just a cat. You know how cats are like, they just eat and you watch them eat and then they look at you and then they start like yelling at you and they're like, I have never been fed in my entire life. And I was like, I literally just saw you. Santa's like that. I do not care about bills. We're a tax evading family. What I might do is have Darcy bake another batch of Santa cookies, just so there's like enough, because we got some leftovers. I watch, Santa's not going to turn up now, which I think would be really ungrateful. What do you make ruckus? I think that means we're gonna be cool, like it's gonna be fine. The police aren't gonna come when they make ruckus. Mark and I are leaving since it's so late and way past bedtime. Well, you're gonna miss the party of the century. But the others are making ruckus. Oh, they are doing the... Oh, they are doing the exact opposite. They are not making... Oh my gosh. Oh, I cannot cope. That is the greatest thing I have ever seen in my entire life. Like, not even being dramatic. Oh my gosh. I didn't really want to send Venus to bed, like, at 12 in the afternoon, but, you know, I wasn't paying attention to her, and that was... What the heck? Why do you think that's acceptable? You don't deserve, like, you know, I normally, like, go away if someone's, like, using the toilet or in the shower. She doesn't deserve privacy because that's not on. That's actually really inappropriate. You don't just, like, shower at someone else's house. I can't. Oh my gosh, she's making ruckus. This is a really good sign, right? I can't believe this. First she showers in my shower, now she's wearing my towel. This is so unacceptable. Charlene is joining the club, you know, with Craig and Clarence. Yeah. And Demi, the police officer. I don't think Santa's gonna come, but I don't care because Father Time is here and I like him better because he's not really dramatic. We have to call him over because he's not like Charlene. He won't come in your house and just freaking take a shower without permission. He doesn't do that. He's a good guy. It's past 11. The police have not showed up. Oh my gosh, it's so rowdy, but so great. Even Venus is, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. Finally, I got it. He's gonna do it. Oh, look, we did it. Look at him. He's gonna friggin' like Gangnam Style into the new year. I know we're like, what, like 3 months late? It's March, but this is the best thing ever. This was worth the wait. You know, that's what I love about this game is that, like, I've played this game, what, 15, 16 years? But I still get excited, even when it's, like, things that I know very well, or, like, where is he going? There's a baby on the loop. Oh, for God's sake! Is that really appropriate? They're really into the New Year's spirit. Why are you in your underwear? I'm having a blast. I'm having the best time of my life. And I bet you all are too. I think he's leaving. I don't like the way he, like, wobbles. But other than that, he is the best. I've always thought you were the best object NPC. No offense, Grim Reaper. But the Grim Reaper doesn't Gangnam Style. So that was awesome. Wasn't that the best thing ever? You're having a wonderful time, I know you are. That was... What are you doing? Oh my god, is she trying to sleep in Venus's bed? I don't think that's appropriate. Well, Santa didn't even show. which is so rude. You know, he was invited this time, but I guess he only shows up if he's uninvited. Just ignore that they're naked, but oh my gosh, okay, Nathan is an elder in 9 days. So it won't be this round, but next round, round 10, he will be an elder, and it's like, I remember him being born, right? Like, you don't, you weren't there. I didn't record yet, but I remember. You just have to, like, take my word for it. But Darcy becomes an elder in 19 days, and Venus will be a teenager in 6 days. So, no more birthdays, sim birthdays, until, in this family, until next round. But Cleo becomes an elder in 3 days. So I think the final day of the round, Sunday, she will become an elder. And I take the pets' birthdays as seriously, if not more so, than the Sims' birthdays. Actually, this isn't something we have to worry about just yet, but I've been thinking. So if you know already, I use Sim Zodiacs to decide their aspirations, because that's how, like, generated townies work. It's a Maxis thing. It's not, like, made up. Well, I guess it is made up. It's made up by Maxis. But I haven't made up, basically. So I just use the Zodiacs. So by that logic, Venus, as a Sagittarius, she would be a knowledge sim as a teenager when she becomes a teenager. But I've actually been thinking I kind of want to take more control with that now. Not just because my Pleasantview is, like, overrun by Sagittarius sims who are all knowledge. I have so many knowledge sims, and it's like, I love knowledge sims. I would probably be a knowledge sim in some way, like secondary or main, I don't know. But I kind of want to start taking Sims' individual personalities into account and hobbies as well. And I've been kind of thinking about Venus, maybe when she ages up. I think she would make a good pleasure sim because she is max playful. Her hobby is games. I think Sagittarius could also work really well as a pleasure sign. Do you like that idea? I don't know if anyone, like, cares that much about what I do with my Sims. I just like to get you all involved and, like, in the loop. I like to make it feel like it's, like, all our decision. And it's not just for Venus, but I think in general I'd like to start taking more things into account, more individual stuff. And I think also with secondary aspirations I'd like to do that as well. Yeah, fade out. Okay, it is now Friday. Venus has been up pretty much all night. Darn it, she has the exact same hours and days. Oh, that's really annoying. I just think Darcy would make more sense to go and work at the salon and show you it, because she has a cosmetology talent badge, silver. So I remember, like, having her work with her mother in the salon when she was a teenager. So that's how she picked that up. But, you know, at the same time, sports is her passion. It's her hobby, it's her job, it's her lifetime want. No, it's not. I'm a massive fibber. Why can't Darcy just get, like, fired? Can't you just get fired? It's really selfish of you that you, like, have your job still, when I want you to, like, show off your mother's salon. That's, like, not even, like, your, like, your number one, like, thing. And, like, who that? Jason, I almost called him Melon. It did not say melon. You know, in the UK, we don't really get a lot of snow, especially where I am. Like, I'm in the, like, the bottom, like, the really south. We don't get a lot of snow, so when we do, it's usually this sort of amount. I don't know why I'm, like, using my finger to show you. Like, obviously you can't see. Anyway, we get this sort of amount that's on the ground here right now. And this would warrant a snow day where I'm from. So, like, why couldn't she have a snow day? But no, for a snow day in The Sims 2, I think you have to, like, really, it has to have a lot of snow, right? So Nathan and Darcy are at work now. Well, Nathan's about to go. Venus is at school. So that just leaves us with Cleo, who's asleep. So, quality gameplay. Look how stinky this kitchen is. The chair looks flawless, though. I was about to be all like, oh, I wish I could control pets. And, like, I know you can. There's a literal, like, cheat. It's called, control pets. It works for roommates as well, which is really funny because it implies roommates are pets. No, it doesn't. I think the code is probably just, it's probably just set up quite similarly. But that's cheating, and I don't cheat. Ignore the version number in the corner. Like, I have Bullprop on, the testing cheats on. I just have it on because a mod I have been waiting to say that. I have a mod. She's really itchy and I feel really bad, but no one's here to bathe her, so maybe you should have been a cat if you want to clean yourself. I have testing cheats on because the community time project, you know, where you go to a community lot and time passes on the home lot and you can play the home lot while they're out, you know that mod? It's pretty obscure. Pretty niche. No one has it. I'm the only one. No, obviously not. But it requires having testing cheats on. I don't really use testing cheats like at all. I don't really have any reason to use it. That's all it is. Like, but money cheats I don't like using, especially in this gameplay, in this rotational gameplay, because you know it's cheating, isn't it? I have never cheated on The Sims 2 in my entire life. It's what I would say if I were a liar. That's Marsha Brunig. And I don't actually appreciate how she, like, didn't like being sniffed by my dog. Do you remember, like, I don't know, like, how many of you were, like, in the Sims 2 community in the 2000s? If you're old like me. I lived on the BBS, but yeah, there was this always, like, in the community, there was this vendetta, and I mean vendetta against Marsha Brunig, you know, literal child, Marsha Brunig. People had, like, the biggest beef with her. May I remind you, she's a literal child. She's a teenager in my Pleasantview, because I aged her up, you know, the free time, I think it is, when you, age a playable sim up, you can choose like a townie to age up with them. I probably just chose Marsha at one point. It was probably literal years ago, like 2020. Anyway, that's not the point. Marsha Brunig. I think it's because in like custom herds, and you know, like if you don't disable the N001 folder in your installation files, you get the Pleasantview townies, like the roster of NPCs and townies in your custom hood. Oh no, the nanny's here. I didn't cancel her. Hashtag nanny is over party. Karen. I kept calling her Callista, didn't I? And I was like, no, she's Karen. And I can't believe I just made that mistake again. But yeah, I don't need her because Darcy is here. No, I do not. Well, do you, Darcy? Darcy wants to buy a fireplace, which I am taking to mean I want to stay home and be cozy. So no, Ashley, that's your real name. Probably isn't, but they're best friends now anyway, so it's fine. Oh my gosh, I have to pause it because I want to finish my story. My story is really important. I think there was a thing in custom mods when Marsha would be something to do with, I think it is something to do with like NIDs with instance numbers. She would constantly call your Sims, your playable Sims, and people like hated her for it, and like people like had like full on like beef with this child. That's some Sims 2 community history lessons for all the new players out there. I feel like no, that is true. I'm like not telling a lie. I tell a lot of fibs when I play this series, but that's not. I also don't think I finished what I was trying to say about sending Darcy to the salon. By the time she gets to the salon, it will be like past 4 p.m. and I just don't want her, you know, she works all day to then have to go and do that all evening. And I just don't think that's fair. I love that error that just occurred because of that. Oh, and it's messed up the bed. Oh, I don't get pink soup because I play it on Windows 8. I fixed it. I'm not going to tell you how because it's really technical. No, it's not. I literally just replaced it in buy mode. I'm sorry. I'm really annoying. Actually, no. You know what? I'm not sorry. I am not sorry that I'm so funny. But Darcy should be sorry for what she just... This is unacceptable behaviour. Yeah, Darcy wants to... Oh, you want a mechanical skill point, huh? I have a great thing for you to practice on. Also, I should probably... But she does... Like, this was my dilemma last time. She cleans the house. Even if I don't need her, like, child rearing services expertise, whatever. She cleans the house, and we need that. And I mean, like, they can afford a maid. But they just never want a maid. I kind of go with, like, if a sim, you know, rolls the one to hire a maid. I told you to repair the bath, but she's having a bath. I can't cope. Oh, it's because she has, like, no mechanical skill, but she has, like, one. Actually, can you please try and repair it? Like, do your absolute best. Can you please? I'll be your best friend if you repair this bathtub. No, actually, before she takes a shower, she does want to, like, play catch. And then, you know, do loads of, just torment someone. But she has a really good relationship with everyone in this family. So she's, like... And I thought this was, like, so funny, like, how she's max playful, but she's, like, really grouchy. So I just love that, like, this, like, juxtaposition. I really like that. But yeah, so I kind of want her to be, like, more mean. She's not mean enough, you know, for someone with only one nice point. She wants to play catch, and Darcy is doing what I want her to do, you know, clean autonomously. So I punish her when she cleans. Like, no, you have to stop. You have to pay attention to your child, your flesh, your blood, your... Oh my gosh, it's my favourite one. Is it a by unwantable object? By unnamed wantable object category 10113. That's the ceiling fan, I think. It's because of a wants mod that I know how to install it. And I know I installed it wrong. So I'm like, I need to install it properly. And then I don't. Because I'm so lazy. I can't. Listen, we all have our flaws. You know how, like, Cersei dated Vidkund? We all make mistakes. And that's my mistake. I'm lazy. Oh, I know I say, like, I don't make Sims clean autonomously, especially if they're sloppy. I always clean pet bowls. Like, so mechanical, yeah. Can you gain some mechanical skill? Keep interrupting her when she's cleaning. It's like, I want her to clean. But then she cleans, and I'm like, no, don't. Oh yeah, ages. That's what I'm trying to talk about. Ages. Nathan is an elder in 8 days. Darcy is an elder in 18 days. And Venus is a teenager in 5 days. And Cleo should be an elder, an elder in 2 days. Say Sunday. Okay, you gained your mechanical. Now you want some charisma. Oh, but I really want her, more than anything, to go to the salon and show it off, because I made it. No, I didn't. I decorated it all by myself. No one helped me. It was just me. Oh my gosh. Wait, hold on a second. Okay, I just saw the leader of the pack. I know I did. No, I'm certain I did. I thought the leader of the pack was it because I saw the glowing eyes. I'm like, well, the wolf is here. But they're not. I think I saw this light, like this one. I was like, oh yeah, that's the leader of the pack. Oh my gosh, that's really embarrassing. Oh my gosh, future Tanny, don't leave that in. She's gonna. I know she is. Oh, when they autonomously get mail and they autonomously pay the bill. That would be really sexy if you like could just pay it. 'Cause I don't want to. Look at them, they're yellow. What is the mod that? Because I have it. I get the reminder, the bill reminder, but I don't know which one it is. I don't. His hunger isn't like concerning me right now. I think, you know, he can hold on till morning unless he's Santa. I really hate how Cleo falls asleep outside by her pee puddles. It's like, what's wrong with this bed? Hey, no, you can't paint. You're not the painter of this household. And as we know, you can only have one hobby. I do try to like limit, not like limit, but like streamline having my Sims only having like one sort of hobby to focus on, just because it, you know, it makes sense. And when you have a lot of Sims in your head, it does just make sense to me. I don't know, you don't have to agree. It's just like, you know, no one plays this game correctly. There is no correct way to play this game, right? The only correct way I can think of is that you have fun. You know, you could say that about literally every game, right? No one can play this game wrong, basically. Today is Darcy and Nathan's 3rd wedding anniversary. I have an anniversary mod, it's really nice. Alright, it is Saturday. It's the penultimate day of round 9 with the second Pleasant family. We have like a million more to go. Sorry. It's Pleasantview, what do you expect? Anyway, Darcy and Nathan both work today, so it's a good thing I haven't like fired the nanny. Like, it would be really good drama, wouldn't it, if like the social worker came and took Venus, but I don't actually want that to happen, so it's not gonna happen. Like I say, it's my wants, my wants are important too. Darcy wants to ask Sim one day, do you know what Darcy needs to roll a want for? A very specific one. I can make it myself, you know, a custom want. I will call Mr. Sims 2, Mr. Willwright himself, and tell him he needs to make Darcy have her own specific want, where she quits her job, and this part's important, you have to include this part, she also wants to go to the salon. And just show you all, like, it's so good. No, I really love the gameplay of businesses. Oh, that's really dramatic. Okay, yeah, she is pretty hungry. I think that's really dramatic. She's not skin and bones. I cannot cope with these really dramatic Sims, but at the same time, I get it. That does look delicious, though. I have a vendetta against Smustling dancing because of, look how like it tanks the hygiene, and I just think that's really unacceptable. All right, let's go bother. What has happened here? It's the bed, isn't it? Yeah. Please, can you not turn every radio on in this house? No. Control your kids. No, I can't find the dog. This is so stressful. I think that newspaper has been there since like literally last year, like last real, no, even sim year as well, because we had the New Year's, but I missed the command. I'm so sorry. I think Cleo came with like loads of commands learned, because she's a very smart dog. She's a very good girl, okay? And the reason she has a job is because Darcy is a fortune sim, and they always roll the one to capitalize on their dog. Yeah, like she can do so many things. She can come here, she can go outside, and she can sniff around. What a talented dog. I can't even do all that. This week was amazing. Let's make next week more of the same. She has such a good life, though. I remember bringing it up in the first episode how her parents came from nothing, essentially. You know, Darcy's mum is Brandy, and her dad is Darren, and their whole entire storylines, their entire plots and scripted events, they revolve around not having a lot of money. And Nathan was born in the mobile homes to Kaylin, and then they just look where they are now. It's my favorite part of this game. You know, Will Wright, my best friend, my best bud, we are we're very close. We're very good friends. We talk on the phone all the time. Now you know that's a lie because I don't use phone. I don't talk on the phone. I forgot what I was gonna say. I was meaning to put all the scrambled eggs on toast, the plates all in the fridge as leftovers. But I didn't, and now it's gone bad. But don't worry, Nathan will probably eat it anyway, so it's not a waste. He probably prefers it. Venus is sick with a cold. Well, that's not okay. That's not acceptable. I think it's because she's cold. That's probably why it's called a cold. I'll have her take like a bubble bath. My best bud will write. He identified like 4 types of player, and one of them is like I think it's called something like the socializer. No. I think there's one like something like a maximizer, where like you're basically like a fortune sim, you know how they want like to have loads of nice things and make loads of money and succeed a lot. I think I'm a bit of that with the sort of socializer one, which is all about like discovering the social interactions and how just like the dynamics between sims and families and playing them, like the usual gameplay stuff. I think I'm a mix of both, and those 2 things are like my favorite part of this game. Like, I'm not really interested in the sims like becoming millionaires. That's not really my like goal with the game. I just like seeing them through their lives. I feel like everyone says that though. Like, I'm not saying anything special or unique. Darcy has brought a friend home from work today. I think that's Simon Lothario. Well, went before I had the chance. I think that is Simon Lothario. Why? You sunk in the butt. I don't know what happened there. I didn't even read that, to be perfectly honest with you, because I didn't want to. Yeah, but Simon, I think he either a downtownie. No, I don't think he's a downtownie. I think he might be a Blue Water Village townie. Was he a teenager? No, I think he was a child. But he became quite close to... That's really mean. What the heck? Well, you're on the naughty list. You're right up there with Clarence and Craig and Demi and Charlene. New member. He was a townie, either a child or a teenager, and he became close with Dante Lothario, so Don and Cassandra's 3rd son. They have 3 sons, and Dante is their 2nd. But they have 4 children overall, so I was getting confused with that. Yeah, anyway, he grew up with Dante, and I think as teenagers they had like a thing, like a romance, and then they kind of like just not drifted apart. Dante became very focused on his career, and he never really wanted to do anything with Simon, so I didn't really push it or anything like that. But then he reached the top of the adventurer career, you know, he reached his lifetime want, and then he started thinking about settling down. What the heck? I don't think that's acceptable. Well, she's realised that's not acceptable. She's gotten good. Don't do that ever again. Anyway, point is, if you can guess from the surname, Simon and Dante got married. I think they actually got married like this round. Like, I wasn't recording then, so unfortunately you have to take my word for it. Like I swear. I swear they got married in this round. And yeah, that's all. She's talking to Ashley, you know, her best bud. You know, this is the new fashion. Do you remember like 2000s, in the 2000s your bedroom would have like a lava lamp, you'd have the glow in the dark stars on your ceiling. and you'd have like an inflatable, it was the law, you know, the police would come and like check, like, do you have your inflatable couch or your inflatable bean bag? No, it was just a bean bag and an inflatable couch. Beanbag stuff was so cool. They're going to woohoo, I just know it. This is the new 2000s trend. If you didn't have a flashing blue bed in your bedroom in the 2000s, well, I'm sorry, but you weren't cool. Oh my god, don't do this. It's not a sin because, you know, they're married, but it is a sin actually. Make space for Jesus. Oh, since I just saw like the sun has gone. Weird way of saying it's gotten dark. Nathan will be an elder in 7 days. A whole week. So next round. Darcy will then be an elder in 17 days. They're 10 days apart. And Venus needs to wake up now. She will be a teenager in 4 days. So also next round. I don't appreciate that he's thinking of what he just did, the sin he just committed, but they are really cute. I love that they autonomously interact. I love how a dad just does the bare minimum and interacts with his child. Venus is healthy again. She was cured by the power of love. But yeah, more importantly, Cleo will be an elder tomorrow, so we have to make a big deal out of that. I will change the bed, I will fix it, but for now, I just think it's really funny. Okay, no, I'll fix it. Watch how I do it. It's really clever. I just do this. Wow. What? Where did it go? It's right there. I love how mad they got when it's like it's literally the same thing, but obviously they won't register it as being the same bed. But it is, I assure you. Is Darcy gonna... No. Is Darcy gonna kick off because the bed's got... It's still there. They're really... They liked the flashing blue. They understood that. It's way cooler. I'm very sorry. I'll never do that ever again. It will happen again. Please can you make some spaghetti? He wants to keep gaining cooking skill points, which he doesn't really need right now for his job at least. But he is the designated cook now because of his skill point, his expertise, the way he can put spaghetti in a pot of boiling water. The phone's ringing. Venus... Her grouchiness is showing. Good. And it should. Hey Darcy, is Venus available to talk? Well, she's being a little stinker, a little rascal, a little menace right now. But yeah, sure. And Simon wants to... What? A family kiss, I hope. Because... I mean, yeah, because I guess technically, well, not even technically, like, Simon is married to Nathan's half-brother, Dante. She wants to be friends with Simon, and she just constantly wants to party, and I can't be bothered to deal with that. I'm so sick of these outgoing Sims being outgoing. I need more antisocial Sims. I need to go and play Strange Town. Please, leave it on the floor. Please, I insist. Well, yeah, I need to go and play Strange Town because they're all grouchy, they're all shy, and they're all really neat. So this will not happen. But the annoying thing about Strange Town, there are a few annoying things. But probably my favourite annoying thing is that because everyone's so grouchy, you can't keep a newspaper. They will steal it. There'll be a line of Sims waiting to steal a newspaper as soon as the delivery person arrives. Like, they're just there. They take it in turns. Mum said it's my turn to steal the newspaper. I basically just make Venus play video games. And I was thinking, like, earlier, about how she's so grouchy but she's into games. It's like she'd be like the the gamer who just screams all the time. What a girl boss. Oh my god, she's a gamer girl. I love that. Science isn't even your one true hobby, so put that away. This isn't Strange Town. What does Darcy even want? She wants to buy a sauna. Well, sure, where am I going to put it? I try to keep this house really symmetrical, right? Because that's its whole, like, that's the whole point. Well, it's not the whole point. I think the whole point is giving a place to live, you know? I'm really sorry, this is really off topic, but I just wanted to say, like, have you ever read the Sims wiki page for, like, for Loki, I think? It says... it says he provides a home for Nerva. And it's like, yeah, I guess he does. But I guess it's not wrong. I wouldn't put it like that. Sorry, I know that's like got nothing to do with this, but I just think about it all the time. It's the funniest thing to me. Cleo and 600 and 300. She retires, well, today, yeah, in a few hours. And she deserves to, because what the heck, she's exhausted. I think she just sleeps there because she's so exhausted. She just can't make it to her bed. And that's really sad. Darcy, that's Darcy's fault, so... No, she's going to retire today because I think elder pets can't work. I think they automatically retire. Oh, I don't even know what to say. I am so disappointed. I expected better from you, Darcy. And there's no point mopping all that puddle, all those puddles up because... Oh my gosh, sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to like gasp like that. I just... Look, there's a penguin. Yeah, I don't care, Simon. Look. Oh my god, there's a penguin. I love you. She's gonna be in here forever, cleaning up all the puddles because they keep happening. She's not gonna stop. No. No, I'm gonna send her to bed because it is like 3 a.m. and Sunday's a really special day because it's Cleo's birthday. All right. Sunday, the final day of round 9 with this Pleasant family. I'm not sure what to do today. Nathan has the day off. Darcy doesn't. Maybe if you quit your job. I know, like, as, you know, the watcher, I could, you know, force her to do that. But that is not how I roll. I don't do that. I sometimes do that. Like the time I just made Bobroat get abducted. I proper like used like summon aliens and everything. Like I was like, I want him to have an alien baby. He didn't want that. He didn't want to meet aliens. Did I care? No. He wants to go on a date. It's kind of like, I like dates in that, like, usually because in my experience, a lot of like pleasure sims or even romance sims sometimes, sometimes popularity sims as well, they're not very good at wanting to progress with like relationships, which, you know, is fine. Like, you don't have to settle down. It's cool, but sometimes they just get like stuck. Do you know what I mean? Like, they sort of like hit this like plateau in their lives where like they don't want to progress in any way. Like, they don't want to get a job, they don't want to get promoted if they have a job. So sometimes I rely on people on Sims wanting more from a relationship to progress their stories, if they don't want to do it another way. And going on dates can sometimes just, you know, can sometimes just trigger big wants, big power wants, like get married, woohoo even, you know. But I mean, ACR takes care of that, huh? No one's ever gonna repair that shower. Nathan probably could, yeah. He's using the shower right now, but I'll make him do that. Darcy really needs to max out the body skill. She needs it for her promotion. Venus, being the little angel that she is, she wants to torment someone, but, you know, she's so nice. She wants to play with the dog. What about, he wants to have a party. which is great because it's actually Cleo's birthday. Yeah, you know what? I know it is like 9 a.m. It's 9 a.m. on a Sunday. Who wants to have a party? This house is just the party house. They just constantly have parties, and I think that's their right. That's their prerogative. I have a mod. Say it every freaking video. I have it adds more parties, and it adds a pool party and a formal party. Okay, let's say it's a sports party. Does Nathan have any interest in sports? Okay, he does. So realistically, it could work. Say, I don't know, a big game is on today. So we're having a sports party. Invite your ex. No. Ooh, invite Kyla. I did it last time, didn't I? Nothing happened. So surely it will be fine. Let's invite Professor from university. No, I'm not gonna do that. Bet you thought I would. You were bamboozled. We still have balloons from Venus's birthday. I don't know what's going on there, but okay. Put some smiley face balloons up because we're happy. Before, what do you mean you don't like them? Well, good thing you're not the judge here. Like, if Cleo likes them, then that's all that matters because it's her day. Obsessed with how he laughed. Like, yeah, that's really funny, but he was like, I don't like that. And I don't like you anymore. He's very shy and very serious, I think. Which is why he's having PDA right now. I think I explained it in the last part about how Isaac and Naomi are kind of having a thing, and I see Naomi as having an open relationship with Bobby Broke, who's unborn baby. Oh my god, I thought they were flirting for a second. Whew, it's just gesturing hang loose. Oh my gosh, no, I'm gonna miss I think I missed it. Oh, she's right there. Okay, right, I'm not gonna miss this. Yay. This dog is starting to show her age. Perhaps it's time to settle down and enjoy some lazy days in the sun. Oh, she's still employed. I thought they immediately quit or retired. I don't know why I thought that. That's inappropriate. In front of your daughter. I mentioned it in the first part how they have 3 bolts. They were very close as teenagers, but she was dating Nico Lothario, who is Nathan's half-brother. I want to keep an eye on them just in case, but he's never tried anything. She's now married to Nico. I probably will intervene if they tried anything, but they don't. They are immune to ACR's wily ways. What the heck does wily mean? Also, I guess you don't need to watch the sports channel for a sports party. I guess it's fine that they just play a sports game maybe. You think Dave is hot? I mean wait, were they just... Oh my gosh, I'm imagining things because I'm so on edge. I'm they're gonna do something when they're not. I thought they were holding hands. I didn't realize that Isaac and Venus were playing. That was really cute. Didn't know they really knew. Well, that's not very cute. Also, isn't Venus still sick? Whoops. Should probably get her in everyday clothes to warm her up a bit. That's not how it works. I don't know why I said that. Oh, and freaking the shower. The annoying thing is, I feel in The Sims 3, when the shower's broken, they literally can't use it. It's grayed out or something. But in The Sims 2, you can just use a broken shower, so no one ever feels the incentive to fix it, because you can use it anyway. So it's my Sims' fault that they don't repair showers. I don't think that's autonomous anyway. I don't think they would do that autonomously. I was just staring really intensely at Isaac and Kyla. I was they're gonna start flirting. I'm why would I think that? I don't think they've ever shown any interest in one another. Are they related? I hate that I have to keep asking that, like, with my buzzer view. I've got so many Sims, so many intertwined families. It's like, I have to, like, question, like, wait, are they related? I think they might be. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna sleuth this, right? Ah, they're first cousins. Yep. Isaac and Kyla are first cousins, so nothing's gonna happen there, thankfully. Yeah, so Isaac's dad is Daniel. Daniel's sister is Jennifer. Gee, look at this family tree. Like, do you understand now why I say, like, there are going to be, like, 1,000,000 Pleasant families? Because they won't stop. They don't stop breathing. Jennifer has 4 kids: Lucy, Tyler, Kyla, and Summer. And about 1,000,000 grandkids. This hood is just basically overrun with Pleasants and, I'm just so curious. Wrong hood. I love that she's taken the pizza up to her room. I'm so on edge because Darcy is about to arrive home as well. Yeah, it would be cool drama, but also, like, not drama that I want. Because Darcy and Nathan are just so... They're just so into each other that I just don't think, even with ACR, autonomous chaotic romance installed, I don't think anything could change. It's been a so week. I want to make this week better. I think that's really ungrateful. Oh, she wants Cleo to retire. Good, so do I. I thought she would just automatically, but she didn't, so. Isaac Pleasant is no longer a family friend. He was literally just here, though. Is it because Nathan told the worst joke and it literally, like, destroyed their, like, brotherly relationship? Because if so, that's the funniest thing ever. Imagine telling a joke so bad that it breaks up your family. Okay, so she wants Cleo to retire, and I love that. Yay, well earned. It's not like she gets that money though, like, she can't spend it. She's a dog. No, don't go to bed, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't want Darcy to shower or increase her hygiene at all, because I want her to work on her body skill. I want her to max it out, because that would be a good end to this. I know not a lot has really happened, like, gameplay wise, so I'm sorry if that's, like, boring. Not a lot of, like, progression and, like, birthday stuff or, like, you know, stuff like that. Nothing really exciting has happened. It's been kind of like a chill sort of few days, and I like that. The football pitch, it's a goalpost. The goal just tanks energy so bad that, and it's a shame because her hobby is sports. I want her to, maybe for like a few seconds, just to keep up her hobby, but also, like, working on, do you know what I mean, like, working out. I mean, oh, it's Isaac. Well, since we're no longer best friends, apparently, should let him in. Did Nathan tell a joke that bad? Oh my gosh, he did. I think it actually ruined their relationship. Can you not? I'm really sorry. I am going to have to scold her for that, because that's not acceptable behaviour. I know it's her birthday, but that's no excuse. You wouldn't see me just clawing at an oven on my birthday. I swear. Oh yes, you can, like, do yoga. Does that help? Would that help with her body skill? Might not. Oh, yeah, please just do it right there. I'm trying to get, like, thumbnail stuff, and Alexander Goff is just there, like, hi. Look at him, he's an elder now. He was in a De La Rosa's video, and I pointed out, like, oh my gosh, look, he's an elder now. That's how long I've been playing this. And I'm pointing it out again, because A, it was about 1,000,000 years ago, and B, it's crazy. I'm not gonna... Should I? Oh, it's become a tradition, okay. It's the final age check. I have to whisper it because, like, people are home and I'm really embarrassed. Anyway, it's the final age check because, you know, we've reached the end of round 9 with the Pleasant family. Awesome. That sounded really insincere. I didn't mean for it to sound so insincere. Anyway, Nathan is an elder in 6 days, which means next Saturday in the next round, in round 10, Nathan will be an elder. You know, like, I remember him being born. I remember Kaylin being pregnant. You know, like, I know I'm like, you know, it's what you do with this. It's how you play the game. I'm not doing anything, like, unique or special. It's just, I just love seeing the progression of Sims' lives. It's my favourite part of the game. Anyway, Darcy will be an elder in 16 days. So a few rounds from now. And Venus will be a teenager in 3 days. So next round will be her birthday again. And I'll start thinking about plans for her aspiration. Just wanted to like bring it up first, like now, you know, on the off chance that we get to round 10. I don't know. I would like to keep this series going. It's a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun just recording and playing again because I just haven't played in forever. I've just been working on my customhood. I've been recording other videos, and I did have to take a break because my life changed. I don't want to like get really emotional, but your support and encouragement and just loveliness and patience and everything, like any positive word, it has helped me. It has all led to this moment where I can record again, and I'm just happy, you know. They're obviously happy too. They're celebrating my return. So I need to do my Batbox ritual. I do it at the end of every round on a Sunday night. I just clear gossip. It's not really necessary, because, you know, like the problem with gossip is more that it just gets a bit clogged up. It just gets a bit boring, you know. And I have no sim loaded, the gossip edition. So it's not necessary. It's just something I like to do at the end of a round. Just something I like to do at the end of a round. And I nuke attraction markers. Again, there's no real problem. They just get a bit clogged up sometimes. None of it's because of corruption. It's just like a way of just, you know, just maintenance, I guess. The more I've started researching more in depth and learning more about the game, like internally and its mechanics, I have become way less paranoid, I guess, terrified about corruption. I've definitely I've said some things in the past that I no longer agree with or like stand by anymore, mostly just about like thinking it's like the end of the world, or thinking it's like the end of your hood. I don't know why I was just in like that mode, but I'm a bit hesitant to say nothing else will happen tonight, so I'm gonna sign off. Because every time I've done that in the past, something happened, so be admired. I noticed earlier, oh, maybe not anymore, but I swear they had like 3 bolts. Maybe it wasn't 3, maybe it was 2 bolts, and I was like, oh my god, 2 bolts, huh? The way I'm like now on edge about them, like, are they gonna, I don't know, act on it? No, what you need to do is fill this bowl and stop thinking about sinning. It's so interesting seeing their thought bubbles, like seeing like the woohoo symbol and then like their partner. It's like, oh, what are you thinking about? It's not cheating, I guess, but because, you know, I love using the hacked computer to gain skills, but stuff like body, I feel like you can't really like sit down and learn that. You have to, you know, exercise or whatever. I don't know, I didn't do that. So I'm doing my Batbox ritual right now, and I went to Nathan to like just clear some of his stuff, and he's sleeping in Venus's bed, and it's not even put back in its right place. Well, that makes no sense because I'm pretty sure Venus was just in it, and I have what's it called, like bed ownership. You have a perfectly good... I can't deal with these stems. Darcy is just autonomously cleaning right now, and that is so sexy. I didn't mean like sexy, I mean like that's so good of her. No. This is not on. On the toilet. Do you know how many times I have bought and replaced that same bed? Like 50 million times. Just a rough estimate, by the way. I really love that she's getting on with Isaac, her Uncle Isaac. I think they're quite similar in personalities.
kind of. Not like, I think Isaac is really grouchy as well. Listen, he's like the only person who, in my hood, who gets along with Melody Tinker. And Melody's like, I don't know why she is so hard to get along with. I don't think she's like that grouchy, but for some reason she has a lot of enemy. She doesn't get along with a lot of people. Good for her. I just keep thinking, what if he just goes up and kisses her? What would happen? Like, what would I do? I would just sit here like, why would you do that? And the dog's stinky. I'm having a nightmare right now. No, don't. I don't know why they are all deciding that's their bed now. I can't believe how late it is. Oh, well, there's a bed up for grabs. If you want it. Everyone else is just taking it, so. Children can't bathe dogs, can they? No. Can't wait for her to be a teenager. She will become the designated dog washer. No, she can't do that. I'm just gonna send them all to bed because it is like 3 in the morning and I want to like wind down now. And you know, I am positive, especially if they all go to bed, nothing else will happen. You know, this wasn't totally exciting or dramatic and nothing major happened. I hope it just helped you just escape reality, you know, for an hour or so. I hope it was comforting. I don't know if it would be, but if you were having a bad day and this video helped in some way, I really hope it has. I hope, you know, even if you just, you know, exhaled some air out of your nostrils every now and then, like, then it's done. I've achieved something. It's done its purpose. But yeah, we are at the end now. We have reached the end of round 9 with this pleasant family. We have another pleasant family up next, which consists of Isaac, so Nathan's brother, Isaac, his girlfriend, his partner, Melody Tinker, and their twins. They have twin babies, Danny and Kaylee, named after Isaac's parents. I'm hoping to move them into a bigger house. I'm hoping to actually move them down to Blue Water Village. I have my eye on, you know, that really nice mansion, but at the same time, does it suit their personalities? I don't know. We'll worry about that when we get to it. As always, information will be up on my blog about the Pleasantview series. I will update the Pleasant family, this Pleasant Family's page with, you know, their new ages, with anything new, like Darcy's promotion. That will be in the description. Yeah. I just really hope that you're all taking care of yourselves, just you know, just focusing on yourself. But I am really glad to be back making these videos. I hope this was enjoyable or just helped you in some way. I know it's not like life-changing or anything. It's just one person playing The Sims 2, but I don't know when I will return to this series. That sounds really ominous. I didn't mean that. I don't know when we will get to the next part, but I would like to do it soon. It's been so much fun playing again, returning to Pleasantview. Recording has been amazing. I've had a lot of fun. Made me like remember all the reasons I love doing this. It's now 6 a.m, so I will leave now. I hope you'll join me again in the next episode or whatever video comes out next. But most of all, please remember to stay safe, be good, and most of all, happy simming. Love you all. Thank you. And bye.